Hi, I'm Hazel, and today I want to show you the easiest way to figure out if a new piece of gear is an upgrade for you. Between Warforging and Titan Forging and random gem slots, it's no longer as easy as just memorizing your best in slot list. Once you consider that main stat is no longer the best stat for everyone, item level doesn't really help you all that much either. So what do? Well, you could memorize your stat weights and get really good at fast math, or you could get Pawn. Pawn is an add-on that does all that math for you and shows you on the tooltip if an item is an upgrade and by how much. I don't know how I lived my life without this. Step 1 is going to be installing Pawn. I put a cursed link in the description below this video. Get it loaded up and let's take a look at the UI. Type /Pawn or use the button on your character's equipment screen to open it up. On the far left Scale tab, we're going to set up our stat weights. It does come with some defaults, but I recommend looking up what your current and correct stat weights are and using those. Find out what the trusted online resource for your class is, and then find the stat weights that they're recommending. If they have a Pawn export string, you can use that here to copy their Pawn scales directly. If not, go to create a new scale and click empty to start one from scratch. Next, you'll need numbers for your stat weights. For my priest, I'm using the weights from How to Priest Surrender to Madness build in the Shadow Guide. Where you get these will be different for every class and spec, so do a bit of research and figure out where the best info is. Next, input the stat weights by clicking on each stat and entering the value. If you want to see Wowhead style normalized numbers, click this checkbox. Now that we have our scale set up, let's use it to compare gear. On the Compare tab, drag any piece of gear into the right box. It'll check it against what you have equipped and show you which one's best. If you want to compare it with something else, just drag the second item into the left box. In this case, these Dream Scale robes work out to be a 3% upgrade even though they're 10 item levels lower. It's good to know. The Gem tab will show you the recommended gem to choose based on your stat weights, which is nice when you can't remember what they're called. The next tab has our options, although I found that the default options are quite good. Now, you don't have to open up the whole Pawn Compare tab to find out if a piece is better. Just look at the tooltip. If it's an upgrade for you, it'll say at the bottom which scale it's better for and by how much. If it doesn't say anything, then it's not an upgrade. Now that we know how to set up a Pawn scale, keep in mind that you can have as many as you want. Set them up for your different specs and even talent builds. In one glance at a gear tooltip, you might see that it's an upgrade for your off spec but not your main spec. Or maybe it's 15% better for your cleave talent setup but only 5% better for single target. As long as you have the stat weights set up, all of that info is at your fingertips. The one thing that Pawn can't do is calculate the value of set bonuses or procs. That means that it's pretty limited for working out upgrades in terms of trinkets and set pieces. For those, you can run your own sims with Simcraft or test them out yourself on a target dummy. It's not perfect, but that's life for you. And that's how I sort out my gear upgrades. Pawn has been massively helpful in optimizing my gear, and I strongly recommend it for pretty much anyone doing PvE. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!